Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. And Hunter Dickinson, who is battling some kind of shoulder injury. I'm not sure what exactly it is. I don't know if they've put anything out about it, but neither of them are going to be available in the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. T.O., how bad is this for the Jayhawks? And is this the smart move if you want to try to get them back for the big dance, the one that matters?
Yeah, I think so. Dickinson was a dislocated shoulder, was it not? I saw him jogging off the floor holding his shoulder. It looked like he was out. But yeah, I mean, guys, what's the – Kansas knows they're not going to win the league this year. I'm sorry. With or without those guys, Houston's going to win that. And here's another thing too. We all understand that some of these places like a Kansas, like a North Carolina, do they love their conference tournaments? No. I mean, we've heard – Tyler Hansbrough say that saying. He said, "I just get rid of all of it." We've heard Roy Williams say the same thing, and I say those two because I live in the Carolinas, so it kind of makes sense that way that I would bring up those guys. But all of that being said, the point remains the same, whether it's the ACC or the Big 12. Kansas doesn't necessarily care all that much about the conference tournament. They care more about what happens next week, and understandably so. If they're able to get those two guys back, they're a second weekend team. I just don't know that there's enough depth there. We've said the same thing all season long. Sometimes it's easier to diagnose the problems early. And I think with Kansas, we figured out early that they just don't have enough guys. So you better get your best guys healthy as you can get them for the NCAA tournament, knowing that they would be playing at 60, 70% if they play the Big 12 tournament anyway. And you would risk further injury. So I think it's a good move. I think it's a downer. If you're a Jayhawk fan, they're not going to win the league. But I don't know that they would have it anyway because of Jamal Shead and Houston, what they're doing down there.
Mm-hmm. Doug, you got anything to add?
A lot to add. I disagree with the North Carolina snobby, we don't like our conference tournament bullshit, right? Duke wins that tournament all the time. They seem to care. Like no one's ever not cared about a tournament that they won. And I understand, like, again, if you're at Duke and Carolina, there is a little bit of a letdown where you guys play that last game of the year against your arch rival, and then now we got to go play everybody else. But Kansas, they care. This one really kind of hurts, honestly, Kansas City and the tournament because, I-State, K-State, KU, they bring a ton of people, and they can't do it this year. But what's interesting is, last year their run came to an end a little bit unceremoniously. It wasn't a perfect team, but a lot of it was Bill wasn't healthy. Bill didn't coach in the tournament. And he didn't coach in the Big 12 tournament, if I remember correctly, either. And they're not the same. And if they don't have those guys, they won't be the same. Now, if they have McCullough and the big fella, they'll be fine the first weekend. I agree with you in terms of depth. It's not a perfect team. Timberlake has never been who they thought he could be at that level. And obviously, having to jettison Arterio Morris hurt them. How good he was, he could shoot. It hurt them substantially. Those two things, right? The overvalue of Arterio of Nick Timberlake and Arterio Morris never playing a game, getting kicked off, really hurt this team. But they're still coached by Bill Self. They still have a 7-foot-plus center who can score. They still have a point guard who started and led him back in the national championship game. Kevin McCullough is big time. Still a good team. And I think what I'm most interested in is, like, how does the committee address this? Because, again, let's use the Boeheim example. 2 times he didn't have – who was the first one? Not Fab Melo. Who was the other big guy he had who didn't play in the tournament? I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Arinze Onuaku in 20.
Booyah.
It was 2009. Arinze Onuaku.
Damn.
Tio, how good is he?
Let me tell you about our newest partner for the month of March, Splash Sports, the home of certified community competition, where you get to play against your friends and not the house. Whatever game it is that you are playing, from survivors to tiers to pick X, the safest way to play for real money without the hassle of having to track down deposits or worry about payments is through Splash. They have partnered with PaySafe, the best deposit and payment system in the world, to ensure that money stays in safe hands and is delivered to the right places. To join the Field of 68 Survivor Madness, click the link in our profile below and join in. Entries are $5 a pop with a prize pool of up to $4,500. Winner take all.
How good is our
That's
guy?
pretty good.
That was really
That's
good.
pretty
That
good.
was really good. Really good. There was no Googling. There was no nothing. That was a strong pull.
Fucking nailed
Dauster.
it. Hey,
You
don't
did nail it.
question
Look how
my
proud he
Big
is,
East
Doug.
tournament
Doug, look how
knowledge, man.
proud he is.
I listen,
me on my Big
bro.
East tournament knowledge.
Hey, listen. Don't hurt yourself. Patting yourself on the back. I gave you love for it.
I did.
The
Hey, look,
point
I threw
is-
up my back earlier today trying to get the laundry from the washing machine into the dryer. So it's already a bad day. It's already a bad day over here. Not
Fair-
good for
fair
the
enough.
old back.
The point is that if you remember back, like Boeheim would never say these guys aren't playing the tournament. They just, and they ruled Fat Mello out like right before the tournament. But I think the selection had already come out, and Renzi Onwaka was like, "Oh, he'll play next game." Like, nah, he wasn't playing ever. So I don't know what you do with them seed wise, right? Because is Ken McCullough playing? Is he not playing? Like if he's not playing? Like they're not very good.
Yeah.
Big guy's
I mean,
gonna play.
I
He separated his right shoulder. It's like a week and a half off. I think he'll be fine. But McCullough, it's a bone bruise in his knee. I have no idea what that looks like.
he'll play just because he's played games during this stretch, right? He's not going to be himself, but he'll suit up. This is just like the perfect opportunity to get him rest, especially if Dickinson's not going to be there. The best month of the year is here, which is why you need to know that we are now partnered with BetMGM. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we'll have special offers for the listeners and the viewers of the Field of 68 throughout the conference and NCAA tournament. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, you can use the bonus code FIELD150 and you'll get $150 in free bets on your first wager with BetMGM, regardless of whether or not that bet hits. Here's how you make it work. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using the bonus code FIELD150. Deposit at least $5 and place your first wager on any game, and you get $150 in free bets regardless of the outcome. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD150 when you sign up. And most importantly, we have some fun stuff coming up for the conference tournaments and for the NCAA tournament. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odds boosts, and what I love the most, a nice little parlay boost, as well as a ridiculous array of prop bets for anything that you could possibly imagine betting on in March and in early April. BetMGM is the king of the prop bet